Welcome back everyone to Dr. English. I'm Jack.
And I'm Lisa. It is so good to be back for episode 2. We're really excited about today's topic.
Me too, because today we are talking about something universally loved, food. Specifically, we're diving into the world of American food.
Yes, because honestly, what better way is there to learn about a culture and its language than through its food? It's the most delicious homework you'll ever have.
That's so true. We're going to be talking about the classics, burgers, barbecue, apple pie, all the good stuff.
And along the way, we'll give you some fantastic vocabulary and useful phrases that you can use in real-life situations. So maybe grab a snack because this is going to be a tasty episode.
All right, so Lisa, where do we even begin? For me, if we're talking about American food, we have to start with the hamburger. It just feels essential.
Oh, 100%. The hamburger is the king of American fast food, but it's also so much more than that now. It's gone from a simple, quick meal to a gourmet dish in some places.
Totally. You have your classic drive-through burger, but then you go to a sit-down restaurant and see burgers with like artisanal cheese and truffle aioli. It's pretty wild how it has evolved.
It is. So let's break down the basic hamburger vocabulary for our listeners. First, you have the patty, which is the ground meat, usually beef, that's formed into a disc.
Right, and that patty goes inside a bun, which is the round bread. But the magic really is in the toppings and condiments.
For sure. Toppings are things like lettuce, tomato, onions, and pickles, and condiments are the sauces, ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, and of course you can't forget cheese, which makes it a cheeseburger.
A bacon cheeseburger is my personal favorite, the pinnacle of burger perfection. And you almost always get it with a side dish, which is a smaller portion of food served alongside the main course. The classic side is, of course, French fries.
Yes, and the fries. We can't just say French fries and move on. There's a whole universe of fries. You have curly fries, waffle fries, steak fries.
Oh, that's a great point. Sweet potato fries are super popular now too. And don't even get me started on the dipping sauces. People are dipping fries in ranch dressing, barbecue sauce, milkshakes, pretty much anything.
Dipping fries in a milkshake is a classic. So when you get the burger, fries, and a drink all together, that's often called a combo meal. It's a really common term in fast food places.
Exactly, and this brings us to some really useful language for ordering. You probably wouldn't say, I want a burger. A more natural way is, can I get the number one combo? Or, I'll have the bacon cheeseburger, please.
And the best part is that you can customize your order. This is so important. You can say, hold the pickles, which just means you don't want any pickles. Or you could ask, can I get extra onions?
See, I'm a hold the mayo, extra mustard kind of guy. But you're right, that language is so practical. It helps you get exactly what you want. Okay, so from savory to sweet, let's talk dessert.
Yes, my favorite topic. Jack, when you think of a classic American dessert, what's the very first thing that pops into your head?
Without a doubt, apple pie. It's just so iconic. It feels like it's woven into the fabric of the country.
It really is. I mean, there's the famous saying, as American as apple pie, which we use to describe anything that's quintessentially American.
And the absolute best way to eat apple pie is a la mode. That's a great vocabulary phrase. It's originally French, but it's used all the time in the States. It simply means served with ice cream.
A warm slice of pie with a scoop of cold vanilla ice cream melting on top. It is the ultimate comfort food. A comfort food is something that provides a feeling of well-being, nostalgia, or happiness.
Definitely. A few other youthful words here are crust, which is the pastry shell of the pie, and filling, which is all the good stuff on the inside. And the highest compliment is to say a pie was made from scratch, which means it was made from basic ingredients, not from a pre-made mix.
Speaking of making things from scratch, we have to mention chocolate chip cookies and brownies. Both were actually invented in America, which I think is a fun fact.
They are absolute staples. And this brings up some other great food-related idioms. We said as American as apple pie. You'll also hear it's a piece of cake or it's easy as pie. Both of those mean that something is very simple to do.
Right, like, I thought the exam would be hard, but it was a piece of cake. It's funny how many English expressions revolve around food.
It is. So we've covered these big national favorites, but one of the coolest things about American cuisine is how incredibly regional it is. What you eat in California can be totally different from what you eat in Louisiana.
Oh, that's such a great point. And the perfect example of that is barbecue or BBQ. People are so passionate about their local style of barbecue.
Yes, even the word itself can mean different things. For some, it's the food. For others, it's the event of cooking outdoors. But the food itself is so varied. In Texas, they're famous for their beef brisket. Go over to the Carolinas, it's all about pulled pork.
And in places like Memphis or Kansas City, it's all about the ribs. It's a whole culinary world. There's some great vocabulary too. A dry rub is the mix of spices you put on the meat before you cook it low and slow.
And the sauces. Don't forget the sauces. Every region has its own signature style. Plus all the side dishes like cornbread, mac and cheese, or slaw, which is short for coleslaw.
It's such social food. Okay, so that's a taste of the South. What about another region? We can't talk about regional food and not mention pizza, specifically New York-style pizza.
Oh, fantastic choice. The giant foldable slices. That's the key, right? You should be able to fold it in half lengthwise to eat it on the go. It has a thin crust, and it's so different from a Chicago deep dish pizza, which is more like a casserole and a crust.
Exactly, another famous regional food rivalry. Or how about the Philly cheesesteak from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania?
Yes, so simple but so good. It's thinly sliced steak and melted cheese on a long sandwich roll. The vocabulary is literally in the name, cheesesteak. But ordering one has its own little language. You have to say if you want it with or without onions.
It really shows how food is tied to local identity and even dialect. Exploring regional foods is an amazing way to learn about the diversity of the United States.
Okay, let's do a quick lightning round before we wrap up. Let's talk iconic American drinks and snacks. Lisa, you're first. A classic drink. And we can't talk about regional influences without mentioning Tex-Mex. It's a huge part of the food scene, especially in the Southwest.
Easy. A milkshake. It's just ice cream, milk, and maybe some syrup blended together, but it's pure happiness in a tall glass.
That's a good one. I was gonna say a root beer float. It's a big scoop of vanilla ice cream dropped into a glass of root beer soda. The way it fizzes up is just the best. It feels very nostalgic.
It does. Okay, what about a classic snack?
For me, it has to be popcorn. Specifically, that big bucket of buttery popcorn you get at the movie theater. It's sort of a requirement. You can't go to the movies and not get popcorn.
That is so true. I was going to add s'mores to the list, the classic campfire treat. A toasted marshmallow and a piece of chocolate squished between two graham crackers.
A perfect addition. The name actually comes from the phrase some more, because you always want some more s'mores. It really shows that so much of this is about the cultural experience, not just the food itself.
Wow, okay, I am officially starving. Now, we have covered so much delicious ground today.
We really have. And I hope for all our listeners out there, this episode shows just how fun and tasty learning a language can be. Food is a universal language, you know?
That is the perfect way to say it. So here's our challenge for you all this week. Find a recipe online, in English, for one of the foods we talked about. Or if you're feeling brave, go to a restaurant and try ordering using some of the phrases we taught you.
That's a great idea. Let us know how it goes. That's all the time we have for today here on Dr. English.
Join us next time when we'll be discussing American holidays and traditions. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It sure is. Until then, keep learning and stay curious.
Bye for now.